This is John Ward, welcoming you to another presentation of Tennessee football on home video. The story you're about to see unfold is one of adventure and achievement. It's the story of teamwork, commitment, and the will to win.
Doesn't need a lot of... Oh! He took a weapon!
Welcome back to the Blue Chip Breakdown, Vols fans. Today's video is on new safety commit Edrees Farooq. He's a three-star out of St. Francis in Maryland, and his film looks pretty solid. Definitely looks like he is a box safety, so more of a strong safety. Maybe he could play a little bit of star force. Could possibly even work into a free safety role. But let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. All right, so we got him playing right here. Strong safety, looks like he's in the box. Good job of getting over, and you can tell he's got good hands, good speed, got good size, 6 feet, 180 pounds. That's pretty prototype right now for a safety. Here, that was a good job getting in the middle of that passing lane, and now you see that burst, that straight line speed. He's able to catch up, and then he also makes a play, forces that fumble. So, that's definitely kind of trending in how we like our players, really all of them, just to be versatile. Good job there, nice hands. You can tell he's making some moves with the football in his hands, and that's something that I'm really big on. Is if you're gonna make a pick on defense, or if you're gonna pick up a fumble, man, go out there and try to score. Get some yards for that offense. Turn the defense into offense. That should be the mindset. Great burst, good job fighting through blocks, really physical, nice solid tackle, hits right in that strike zone. Here, he actually kind of looks like a linebacker. You see him kind of navigating, and then he forces another fumble. So definitely a playmaker. Looks really good in run support. He's coming up here in the box. Looks like an extra safety, and that's a great hit. Good burst. Again, very good form in his tackling. His high school, they produce a lot of good athletes. I think his cousin actually went to Oklahoma. That's another good job right there. Just scraping through and, navigating through traffic and making some nice plays, making some nice hits. Here he is right here in coverage. That's a good job there. So it's good to see that he is pretty good in coverage. I really like this view. I wish more teams would do this. You get a great look at everything. Looks like this is like a deep, looks like that was a cover 3, but good job getting on top of the route and making a play. But yeah, so his high school, they produce a lot of good athletes. So he's going to be really well coached. And you're seeing that here just in his technique and his fundamentals. Look at that right there. He gets held, fights through. I absolutely love that. I love to see players with that dog, with that fight. He definitely has that. Comes up quick. He's getting in on tackles, and right there he picks up a fumble. See what he does here. That's a very nice hit. Yeah, so he's definitely physical. I'm definitely thinking more of a strong safety, kind of like a box safety. I think that we use our stars in some situations almost like linebackers, but great angles, brings his hips in his tackling. Good job taking on blocks. Looks like he picked up another fumble. One of those guys that the football really seems to just find them. So sometimes people have a knack for that. This is a good job right here, picking up this tight end in coverage and making a play. Not seeing any crazy coverage skills right now. Oh, this is a beautiful job fighting through a double team. I love to see that. I love to see players on defense, especially in our secondary, that are physical. You have to have that. Does a great job of stopping these plays that are going out to the flats. And we're going to see a ton of that. Every team has some type of play that's going to get the ball out quick to the flats. And they're going to have a guy set up out there to block. So just being able to get off those blocks and make these good, solid tackles, that's huge for what football is today. Not just in the SEC, but every single college team is going to run some type of variation of that play. And here, again, he just has a strong nose for the football. He has a knack for navigating through all that muck and just getting to the ball. Really hazy play there. Stays on top of the quarterback. Probably was a scrambling quarterback, but he stays on top and gets his hands up, and I think he got a little piece of it. So making plays in a lot of different ways. Looks like a really, really solid player. Great job of using his speed that time of getting past that block. And he's making tackles right up at the line of scrimmage. Here, he's actually closer than the linebackers. So that's a great job right there, taking on, I think that was a tackle or it was a tight end. But, he's just very, very physical. Very physical. Probably going to be a guy that we would utilize to cover tight ends a lot. He's going to help us out in, in the run game, and definitely with the tight ends and some of these middle of the field type routes. And like I was talking about before, on the outside routes that are closer to the line of scrimmage. And then, wow, and that was 2 or 3 people he fought through that block on. That is really, really good work. Good job here. His high school film actually looks a lot like John Slaughter's. He kind of almost reminds me of a John Slaughter 2.0. And, he looked really good in that orange and white game. So staff is continuing to do a great job of getting in the type of talent that they want. When we're really starting to see exactly what this staff wants, and they're able to hit some home runs with a lot of these players. And looks like we've got another one here. I can't wait for him to get up on campus. Not sure if he's going to be a guy that comes up in spring, but hopefully he will be. That's something else I think that this staff will probably try to look out for, is guys that will be able to get on campus early. It just gives them such a huge edge moving into the season. So that would be good for him to be able to do something like that. I mean, he's just anxious to get in on plays. He comes up from about 10, 15 yards to the line of scrimmage and is helping out to stop that run. You don't want him to get an inch. And, he does a really good job in his zones too. Some of these shorter passes, you see him in these deeper zones and he's having to come up and make tackles, but that's a great job of him just being disciplined and staying in his zone and then coming up and making those plays. Right here, he's actually playing freeze in the middle of the field, and that's a great open field tackle. He takes really nice angles. Like I said, he's very well coached here. He's playing kind of like a cornerback route, but maybe he was just playing man and covering a tight end, but that was nice technique up there playing press. Really like to see guys being more physical at the line of scrimmage playing press. That's something that I actually noticed in the orange and white game is it seems like our secondary guys, whenever they're up at the line of scrimmage, most of the time they're not getting their hands on the wide out or tight end or whoever they're covering. And it's, I think that's why they get beat sometimes, because they're just not being physical. It's hard to come up to the line of scrimmage and not be physical. Really good looking athlete right here. Good film. Let's go ahead and jump into his grades. All right. So first thing that jumps off the film to us is that he's got good hands. He shows some pretty good hips. He's got pretty good bursts out of his breaks. He's got pretty good straight line speed. I would say he's maybe like a higher 4.5-ish, maybe like a 4.55 to like a 4.58 type of a guy, maybe even possibly a lower 4.6. Doesn't have incredible straight line speed, but he looks like he's got good football speed, which is great. Obviously, he's strong, does a good job taking on blocks and things like that. Doesn't look like an overwhelming athlete, though. I'm going to give him 3 stars right here. So he's very tough, very, very physical. We see him constantly taking on blocks, sometimes taking on multiple blocks, fighting through holds, makes excellent tackles. He's bringing a good thump whenever he tackles. He also has really good form when he tackles. Strong kid. Definitely very tough, very physical, plays with that dog, plays with that edge that we want on this team. I'm going to give him 5 stars right here on toughness and physicality. So I've got him pegged as a box safety, and that's what he looks like. He does an excellent job stopping the run. He does a great job of navigating through traffic. Definitely takes on blocks well, fights through blocks well. Doesn't look like he's going to be an easy guy to block. Whether he's in the box or he's fighting off blocks on the outside, out there on those edges, does an excellent job. Excellent job. Great tackler, very good fundamentals. I'm going to give him 5 stars as a run stopping safety. Now for his coverage. He looks pretty good here in coverage. We don't get to see a whole lot of it, but we do see him in zone, stand on top of routes. We see him in man making some good plays. On some out routes, and he does show that he can break up on the football pretty well. I wouldn't say that he's outstanding in coverage just based off of what we're seeing here on film. And I'm saying that because I don't know what type of an athlete he is overall. Doesn't like he's one of those higher end athletes. To be really strong in coverage in the secondary, you have to have a lot of speed, a lot of burst, really, really good hips. I'm just not seeing too much of that in his film. I'm going to give him 3 stars right now for his coverage grade. Now it's time to recap on all of his grades. So to start it off, he got 3 stars as an athlete, 5 stars on toughness and physicality, 5 stars as a run stopper, and 3 stars in pass coverage. So that brings his overall blue chip grade to 4 stars. Looks like he's going to be really, really solid. If there's anything that he does need to work on, I would say speed, work on pass coverage. And, outside of that, I think that he's going to be a great addition to the secondary and to this team. Love how physical he is. I love the way that he's anxious to get in on contact. And I think that this is another big win for all of Ball Nation and Josh Heupel and the staff. So thank y'all as always for tuning into this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, give us a follow on IG. And if you like to listen to podcasts, we are on every major streaming platform. Everything is at Blue Chip Breakdown. We'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.